End the day with me in Tokyo. It's honestly surreal to even be saying that because Avery and I have been planning this trip for what feels like forever. But we are finally here and we had our first full day in the city. And I vlogged as much as possible, so come along with me. Woke up and I was feeling a little bit rough, to be honest, from a combination of the jet lag and the sleeping pills. So we immediately grabbed a coffee from the lobby and sat outside and enjoyed that before showering and getting dressed and ready for the day. I started my shopping early yesterday after we landed. Immediately decided to wear my first purchase, which were these cool Nike shorts from a thrift store. We started our walk over to Shibuya. We love to walk when we're traveling so we can see as much as possible. From what I can tell so far in Tokyo, there is no shortage of things to see. We've already developed a routine of stopping at 7-Eleven or Lawson for breakfast, and if you walk for about 5 minutes in any direction, you'll find one. I feel like I've been researching for this trip for the last 6 months, so it's crazy to finally just see it all in reality. Including the 7-Eleven hauls, I opted for an onigiri and this coffee drink, which honestly would not recommend. It was very sweet, but the onigiri was delicious. Avery got that strawberries and cream sandwich. We fueled up and then continued our way over to Shibuya. The walk was about 45 minutes and it was so nice to just see a quieter part of the city, see some of the architecture and just kind of like people living their day-to-day life. And we got into the busyness of it all. We stopped at the Margaret Howell Cafe for a little coffee and then essentially spent most of the day shopping. Luckily, Avery and I are on the same page when it comes to shopping, and I honestly think he had a longer list of stores to visit than I do. Most of the spots we visited today were secondhand stores, along with the Margiela store because I'm on the hunt for tabbies, but sadly they didn't have the ones I wanted in my size. So alas, the hunt continues. At around 2:30, we stopped for a bite to eat, and we didn't have anywhere planned, but we just stumbled upon this ramen place, and it was so delicious. Then we went to Kindle in Harajuku, which is one of the main designer vintage stores, and I found this great Issey Miyake shirt, which I did end up getting, and then pretty much just browsed for the rest of the day. There are so many secondhand designer stores, it's kind of overwhelming. And I was a bit hesitant to splurge on a big purchase on day one, so maybe we'll be back later in the trip. At this point, my feet were feeling very tired, and it was time for dinner, so we walked over to a spot called SG Low, which is a modern izakaya. The food was so delicious. I had their signature lemon sour to start, and then I had some wine. We shared a bunch of plates, and then walked over to a bar down the street that I'm pretty sure is owned by the restaurant, and had a couple cocktails to finish out the night. They were so good, and that rounded out our first full day in Tokyo.